Tesla was until recently planning to release a new model in the $25,000 range to cater for the cheaper end of the EV market. Just a few months ago, the company was plugging a car in that price bracket as an EV for the masses. But the market since then has fallen so badly that Tesla has pretty much abandoned the Model 2, as it was dubbed, and has instead pivoted to the madness of autonomous robo-taxis to save the company. Good luck with that. But never fear, Hertz is here. Following the global rental giant's disastrous foray into electric vehicles, buying tens of thousands of Teslas before realizing how bad they were as rental cars, they're now desperately selling them all off so that they can buy more gas cars. And you can get one for, guess what? $25,000. But as we'll see in this video, even though we do now have that $25,000 Tesla for the masses, thanks to Hertz, you still shouldn't be tempted to buy one. Welcome back to MGuy, British engineer and lawyer, now Sydney YouTuber. Be sure to follow me on the usual socials for more content, links in the description, and please make sure you're subscribed and have enabled all notifications so you don't miss out on any future videos. Just to recap, it is painfully obvious that EVs are an awful choice of vehicle for the rental market for the following reasons. They are way more expensive to purchase in the first place. They are way more expensive to repair when they get damaged. They're more likely to get into accidents than regular cars due to stupid levels of torque. They have catastrophic depreciation and woeful residual value when they are sold on. And most importantly, nobody wants to hire the wretched things anyway, because they don't want the hassle and the wasted hours standing around charging. But instead of working out all this beforehand, Hertz stumbled headfirst into the abyss by putting their environmental virtue signalling before harsh commercial reality. And now they are urgently selling off their EV fleet to buy regular gas cars. Great decision, folks. But if you've been waiting for that 25k Tesla, now's your chance. EV slump, Hertz fire sale take used Teslas to no haggle $25,000 price. Key points: Hertz has plenty of electric vehicles, especially Teslas, that it's motivated to sell since pulling back on its aggressive EV plans at what the rental car company calls no-haggle prices. Nationwide in most major metros, that means an average sales price of around $25,000, but they are now older models in a market where battery and mileage performance will increase each year. Used EV prices plummeted by as much as 31.8% this year, according to automotive research firm IC Cars. The race to the $25,000 EV in the US car market has been won, but not in the way the auto industry wanted. Since January, Hertz Global Holdings has been in Tesla sales mode, with 20,000 electric vehicles from its global fleet, representing nearly a third of the rental car company's existing EV inventory on the dealer lot. The move, viewed as a stumble in Hertz's EV strategy, in 2021 it heralded plans to order hundreds of thousands of Teslas, Polestars and battery electric GM models, also reflects a sobering up of the electrification hype within the US auto industry, which has run into a consumer in 2024 spurning at least the expected pace of the transition away from gas-powered cars. On the plus side, Hertz has plenty of EVs that it's motivated to sell at what it calls no-haggle prices. Our EVs can be found nationwide in most major metros and averaging around $25,000, said a Hertz spokesperson in an email. But it's not all good news, because there are enormous risks in buying a used EV anyway, let alone one that has had a previous life as a rental car. On the minus side, although the Hertz late model EV fleet is only a couple of years old, the cars have been frequently rented, so the mileage can be relatively higher compared to other used vehicles. That could mean more wear and tear, since there's no telling how aggressively they've been driven. Indeed so, and Jalopnik reported a couple of weeks ago that buying one of Hertz's cast-off Teslas would be a brave decision. Hertz's used Teslas are apparently glitchy, damaged nightmares. It turns out buying a cheap EV that used to be a rental car isn't the best idea. Take BJ Pandy of Irving, Texas. He went and purchased a 2022 Model 3 long range for just $25,000 for his wife earlier this year. Problems with it started not long after he purchased it. After getting a temporary title, he found the car wasn't reading voltage correctly. Soon, a body shop found a quarter-sized hole in the undercarriage he hadn't seen before, which led to revelations of deeper issues inside. The high voltage battery pack is damaged and could cause extreme safety concerns, a Tesla technician texted him. The hole in the battery pack turned out to be damage that was classified as exterior damage, resulting in a repair bill of over $13,000. Of course, that amount wasn't covered by warranty. Surprisingly, Hertz told Pandy they would let him swap the car for another. Unfortunately, that meant 2 months of waiting, while Pandy still made his $500 car payment. Pandy says this is when it dawned on him why Hertz was trying to offload these EVs. I realised why they were trying to get rid of those Teslas. If anything happens to a Tesla, then the bill is too high. Pandy isn't alone in this realisation. Places like Reddit and Tesla forums are full of people asking whether or not it's a good idea to buy a used Tesla from Hertz. And a good number of people are telling them to steer clear. Many seem to forget that these were rentals, and rentals often have hard lives. Some suggested that it would make more sense to buy a used Model 3 from Tesla than Hertz. One of the main reasons you should steer well clear of used EVs is that it is difficult to accurately gauge the state of health of the battery. So many things that people do inadvertently, like charge the battery too much, let it drain too low, or use fast charging too frequently, all cause permanent degradation of the battery itself. And once it gets too bad, the only option is replacement at vast cost. This kind of thing is even more likely in a rental car because, as we all know, we don't exactly treat rental cars the way your grandma would treat her own car, say. There used to be an old saying in the exotic car world that there's no such thing as a cheap Ferrari, meaning that while the purchase price might be low, you're buying yourself into a whole world of pain and expense. And don't ask me how I know this, by the way. Unfortunately, where ex-rental EVs are concerned, the same is almost certainly true of cheap Teslas.